Right, so today we're going to be talking about XAUUSD, gold, swing trading, technical analysis, and we're going to be picking up from where we left off last week in regards to what we talked about, some of the moves that I was expecting, right, as well as what's happening now for this week and how we're gonna kind of navigate the market based on what we see, how we see it, and how basically we're going to utilize opportunities as they present themselves in the market. So just to recap of what we talked about last week Monday. So last week Monday when I did the video, okay, all of this stuff here had not taken place, and in all fairness it was roughly, so all of this here, so this area, none of this had taken place. It was just this area here that we was looking at when I did the recording on the Monday last week, right? And there was a couple of things that I said in regards to what I was looking out for. So first things first, I first off had a bias in the content in regards to, let's just get rid of this arrow. So I had the bias in the video that I made on Monday in regards to what was going on here, the channel that we had, and I was off the assumption that price was going to be breaking down. I was really leaning towards the fact that price was going to break down, that gold itself was going to come down and maybe make its way down into this area, okay, and possibly even come down even lower, depending on how things appeared. But what happened was, as soon as that video was done and as soon as that video was uploaded, the two moves that I was talking about we got. So first we got what I was expecting before I took any type of movement in gold, any type of position in gold, was that I wanted to see two complete candle closes above the low value node area. And this is a low value node area that I highlighted. So once I bring the volume profile back on, you're going to see where we got this level, where this level derives from. So we had one full body close, two full body close, which meant that if I was trading gold, I would have been taking this candle right here, the third one, because the signal that I was looking for, I had seen. So I could have taken that trade, which would have been the second candle, this one right here, right? I could have even held this position here. I could have even of say, this is where it is. So second, say we target the low. How greedy would I have got if I was actually doing this? I probably would have gone as high as here. Yeah, so I would have had, so just with that move alone, bearing in mind that this was my stop, right? I would have had profitable opportunity days would have been, so straight Monday, I would have been profitable. Then I would have been profitable on the Tuesday. I would still be profitable on the Wednesday. I would still be profitable, with bad profits, but still profitable on the Thursday. And I would still be profitable on the Friday. And today would be my negative position, right? So I'd have opportunities to get out of the market, right, with something in my pocket, right? I would have had that. But however, I just wanted to highlight that to you guys, right, how we could have done. Hence why we tried to keep ourselves dynamic in the market, so we know just because we're looking for XYZ, the other stuff could also happen. It could also happen. So therefore, we have to make sure we're always dynamic in this space. We're able to bounce around properly when we need to. So we're going to get rid of all of these levels for now. I mean, they are important, but I will bring them up when we need to. But for now, we don't. Especially with this, I'll keep the low value node area still active in the market, but I'm not going to keep anything other than that. Oh yeah, and I want to keep the weekly lows and the weekly highs. Weekly lows and weekly highs, because gold is something that we're definitely tracking. Okay, so let's have a look to see where the lows of the week are. Okay, so the low of last week is right here. So the weekly low of last week is right here. We got that in the early hours of last week. As soon as market opened, that low was locked in and set. So that's the low, weekly low, right? And then the weekly high was set for us the following day, the Tuesday. Excuse me, I still got the cold, like it's still there lingering, right? I've had that for almost 2 weeks now. And yeah, so it's just lingering right now. So apologies, you might hear me snivel now and again. Apologies for that in advance. Okay. Okay. So as it stands, weekly low, right? We're looking at 3236.06. That's the low, right? If price goes below that, we're looking for moves in the corresponding direction, which is downwards. And the high side, weekly high, it is 3435.05. Now, if price closes above that level, we are looking for moves in the corresponding direction, right? Which is taking long positions. Now, as it stands right now, based on where price is closer to last week's weekly low than it is to last week's weekly high. Okay, but however, there are things in this area over here that we need to be mindful of. One of the first things that I noticed immediately is we have a descending channel right here, right? So we have a descending channel right here. I'm going to highlight that. As a matter of fact, let me use this highlighter. Okay. I get so used to using the manual ones that I forget that this tool is even there. Okay. So it's not dead on, right? Because obviously we have a break above structure. You could say this area over here, but for the most part, it's dead on, right? For the most part, it is dead on. Let me just highlight this a bit, right? So you could say this area kind of, and over here kind of like messes it up, but for the most part, it's all within the wicks, and this is all within the wicks. So this, to me, looks respectable and looks accurate, to me at least, right? So going off what I'm looking at right now, in based on what gold is doing, right? I would say with where price is, so let me just go back and turn this stuff on. Okay, right? So now we have an idea of what we need to keep an eye on, right? So we got low value node area. Price is currently in a no value node area right now. Okay, so we have a look to see what other supporting features is there for that. Okay, what other conditions is there to say that, hey, maybe this is spot on. So so we have a really small, and this is in the current month's profile, we have a really small low value node area over here. So in my mind, what I would basically do, in all fairness, right, and this obviously is touch and go depending on how you actually play this, I would want to wait to see what price is going to do right now. So once again, I'll be patient. I'm not going to be in any specific hurry to get anything done. I'm waiting for conditions to be met. So I'll be waiting for either price to close above this level right here, right? Reason being, we have an FVG in this area. So even if you have price closing above this area right here, it goes in, it could just be tapping into the FVG area, only to come back down again. So we don't want that. This over here, there's a trap here that we don't want. So the safest thing that I could think of that I would want to do is I want to get a close above here, right? But however way you want to play it, it's how you play it. Because once again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not giving you financial advice. Everything you do is on you. So the next move after that would be to get a close under here, which is the previous week's low. Now price is close in proximity to this particular level. So the probability of price coming below this level, in my opinion, is quite high. But your launch pad as to what you want to do, you have to be looking at this area over here and this area over here. Now, because of the FVG in this area right here, you're gonna have to be careful because you could get okey-doked out. So that is how I would literally play this entire situation. That's what I would do, right? How I would basically move in it is I'll wait to see what price does in this area. This is all I would wait for. I want to know what it's doing in this area right now. A break all the way down is quite clear what he wants to do. However, so long as he's playing in this area, I don't want to take chances, right? And if it is going to go up, in all fairness, I don't need to be in a hurry to get it in this zone right here. I could just wait for the safe move and catch it up here. That's how I would do it. I think that'd be the safest way of actually doing it, right? But also I will leave that in your capable hands. Now also as well, because this is a low value, so this whole entire area, sorry, let's do that again. So this whole entire area is the high value area of this monthly volume profile. So this whole area right here is the high value area, right? Now the rule of thumb is this: you want to be looking for your buys down here and you want to be looking for your sells up here, right? Because this is the point of control. It's all the way down here. So because of where price is, there is a chance it's going to want to come all the way back up to the point of control, right? That is the possibility. The main issue that I have, right, is this fair value gap over here. That's my only problem with this whole situation. It's that area right here, okay? Because there's nothing stopping price going into it. So there's nothing stopping price going into it, into the fair value area, and then coming back down again. So the fair value area, in case you're struggling to see where that is, this is the fair value gap area, right? Good thing is we already have price tapped in, right? But at the same time, this area for a bullish push to the upside is, in my opinion, it's a little bit risky just because of this bearish fair value in the area that we have. Good thing for us, price has already tapped into it, but that's not good enough for me. I would want to see price close outside of this area, and if I am taking a trade in this area, I'm essentially scalping my way through this entire process until we get to the other side. And at that point, I'm more than comfortable in locking in a trade and letting it flow, right? So that's how I would do things moving forward. So what is the recap as to what we've talked about this week, right? So first things first, we've acknowledged that fact. We have acknowledged the fact the price is in a low value node area right here. We've also acknowledged the fact that price is currently in the low, it's in the high value area, but at the lowest points where strategically buys could be considered based on where it is, which is here and here. Buys up here, okay? The main threat to this whole plan is this FVG in this area over here. My strategy to navigate is to scalp through this entire zone up to here. Should price move in that direction, we get price close below this number, we lock in our sell, and we just let price continue in the direction that it's going to move in. So with that said and done, if you've made it this far into the video, right, you definitely owe me a subscribe. So hit that subscription button or hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, and I will see you all on the next one.